on vacation time. Let's say that.
Yeah, just took an extra 10-minute break. That's all.
Right.
What is up? This is Fanboy 4, episode 15. We're back after a small hiatus, summer break. I'm your host, Justin. Joining me as always is Brandon.
What's up?
Steven.
Yo.
And Tony.
Hey.
Hey, yo, real quick though, why couldn't you say Brandon and Tony? They're right next to each other.
I don't know. I just stick to alphabetical, except I introduce myself first.
Oh, okay. Way to be an asshole.
True. Oh, you right. Yeah, but we took a little bit of a break because it's summer, and some of us were actually on real vacation. Some of us, Brandon had some tooth shit he had to take care of. And then actually the funny thing is we were going to do a podcast, what was it, 2 weeks ago now? And actually I started getting like a summer cold and I had like a sore throat. So it was all just kind of a perfect mix of garbage stuff happening at once. So we just said, screw it. We'll just take a quick little break and we'll come back refreshed, ready to go. So we're here. And today we're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con.
Jesus.
I was waiting for.
When is it? Yeah, is somebody like?
Or maybe it's just we're picking it up more, so because it's on your speakers.
Wait, what's the deal?
Like we can hear a little bit better because it's on his.
It's on like the blue on like the sound bar.
Oh, look at you guys, fancy
that
stuff.
Shit's probably roll out.
Boy, I got that bass.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of news today, but then after that, we're going to get to all the more of the major announcements from SDCC. So what's up with you guys, though? How was your vacations, your time off from the podcast?
My vacation was great.
Yeah.
I don't take days off. I've been working. I've been working.
You don't take days.
It's not this podcast.
Days off. You don't take days off.
I take no days off.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
There's no proof.
Yeah. I was mostly in pain all last week, so that was cool.
Boy, was he.
A lot of took some Vicodin. It was okay.
I can hear a bitch down here.
Wait.
Well.
How was your time off, Justin?
It was fine. I don't actually remember what I actually did most of the time.
You played Fortnite. What else would you fucking do?
Probably right. Probably very accurate. Yeah, I got my first solo win not too long ago. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Finally, after like a million second places, I finally pulled it off.
Right. Hey, we got a full squad win the other day. That was cool too.
Oh yeah, we did do that. And then me and Melissa the one day got a duo win. So look at us, we're like big time now.
We're doing it. We're gonna be live streamers.
Ninja, we coming for you. Squad.
He's probably like, okay. You say
if there's a way that Ninja would see this podcast, then we would actually be doing it big.
Yeah, then we would.
It's like his.
If all of a sudden there's a tweet from Ninja like, so I heard the Fanboy 4 crew were challenged. I'm like, what? Wait, what? We actually know? Hold on.
Can you pull up his stats?
Who, Ninja stats?
Yeah, I think you just have to look up his he plays on PC. I know.
Look at it.
Tony already did it.
Oh, got two.
So his win percentage is 51%.
Jesus Christ.
His KD is 15.
My win percentage is like good God.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah, we
Christ.
Can you imagine you win half your matches? So you play 10 matches for a night and you win 5.
That's nuts. Yeah.
Like, I don't win a night.
He's not console, right? He's PC, right?
Yeah.
He's PC. My win percentage for solos this season is 17. It's actually not bad.
That isn't bad. Congratulations.
All right, enough about Fortnite. Let's get into this Comic-Con.
All right, so there's actually some new stuff that most of this stuff is from before we went on break, but I figured we could just address it real quickly because we never did. So we'll just zip through it real quick. So just our regular news. So the Halo TV series that's long been talked about is actually been officially ordered now by Showtime for 2019. Are you guys excited? You gonna watch it or you don't care?
I mean, the fact that it's on Showtime, like a premium channel, like I'm pretty excited for it. I think that's pretty awesome. And they didn't show anything, right? It's
just a logo. That was it.
Okay.
At least what I know.
No like showrunner or anything has been announced?
I don't think so. I know Spielberg is somehow involved, but I don't know if it's one of those things where like someone just passes like the script to him and he goes, yeah, sure, whatever, that's cool. or if he actually has some direct involvement with it, but he's somewhere in the mix there, but yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I'm personally excited. I've loved Halo since obviously it came out, and I don't know. I hope it's good. I feel like it's one of those things where this is either going to be really good or terrible. So, I mean, it is Showtime. That's kind of a good sign because usually Showtime has, good shows. Like whether it was Dexter or Penny Dreadful or number of shows that have been on Showtime over the years, Ray Donovan even. Like, there's been a bunch of good shows. Like, it's got a good pedigree for the network. So you would hope that there's going to get the budget and everything. It's going to need to be good and, like, look good. So hopefully that actually happens.
Yeah, I mean, I can see, like, except for, like, the space stuff, like, I could see them kind of working their way around a budget. Because, I mean, like, you can do, like, Master Chiefs and the Covenant and stuff like that. All that is, I feel like you can do with just general, like, costume design and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need a lot of CGI.
Yeah, so. I totally agree. But yeah, so
7 or 8 years ago, I'd have been super pumped.
Right? Well, the thing is, this has been, like, since they've talked about this, like, I feel like they talked about this when they revealed the Xbox One. Like, I think that was one thing, like, because when everyone's like, TV. Like, I feel like they talked about this. Then, like, it's like we're at the end of the gen now, and it still isn't even a thing yet.
Yeah, I know. Like, it was one of those, like, few video game movies that, like, everyone wanted Peter Jackson to, like, direct. Yeah. Like, that and Gears, and I think there was another one. Like, it was all attached to.
That shows how old it is because people wanted Peter Jackson to do it, whereas now people will be like, let's get J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's cool that it's finally actually happening. Hopefully it turns out good. Like, we don't even know. It could be about Master Chief. It could be about like people that just live on Earth during all these conflicts. It could be like his origin story when he was a kid with the other like kids that are like trained and stuff. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of possibilities. So
isn't there like a mini series called Fall of Reach or something?
Yeah, well, there was two of them actually. Yeah,
because so there was one. It's like a movie, and it's like individual like segments. Some are animated. I think most of them are all animated, but different styles. And then there's a miniseries following like a bunch of young cadets.
Yeah,
and get involved.
I know. It was something Reach. You're right. Maybe it was what you said. Yeah, I never saw it. I know that. But and then there was another one too with the character leading into Halo 5, that Locke guy. I forget what that was called. Nightfall, maybe? Halo Nightfall?
I think so.
And I feel like that was exclusively on the Xbox.
Wait, was it with the actual guy who plays Luke Cage?
I think it's the actor, but it's not the voice, apparently.
He's not the... Wait, what?
So in the game, it's the actor, but it's not his voice. It's somebody else's voice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. I'm doing some research.
I'm going to move on to the next news, which is actually kind of interesting, is Amy Hennig, who is known mainly for her work on the Uncharted series before she left there to go to EA, has now left EA and says that the Star Wars game she was working on is now on the shelf. And as for what that game was, it's the one game we kind of saw that kind of looked like Tatooine a little bit, but they just showed like that little bit of footage of like the ship, the TIE fighter flying over like the kind of like smuggler looking guy. We didn't really see much other than that. It was supposedly going to be like an Uncharted style game in the Star Wars universe, but that game is apparently on the shelf for at least right now. So, and she's gone.
Sad panda.
Yeah.
The other Star Wars game we won't ever get to see probably.
Right, and the thing is, it's like it was like, I feel like it's the game that people probably would have really liked because it sounded like it was more like a story-driven, like Mass Effect kind of like thing from EA, but in the Star Wars universe with her writing it, which obviously Uncharted's writing is spectacular. So they got her, and then nothing really became of it, and now she's gone, and that kind of sucks. So I don't know what they're going to do next. Obviously, we know there's that game coming from Titanfall's developer Respawn, but we don't really know anything about that yet, other than it's called Jedi Fallen Order. But so I don't know. Just kind of one of the things where it's like, ooh. Jim Carrey is going to play Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. What do we think about that?
So, is this an animated movie?
I thought it was live action.
Live action.
Yeah, it's like post live action.
It's a live action movie.
You know how Lion King for Disney is, or not Lion? Well, the upcoming one,
Jungle Book,
but like the Jungle Book, yeah. Like it's kind of like a mixed thing. I think that's what it's gonna be like.
Like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit kind of thing.
Exactly. Kind of like a mix of animation and real life.
Okay, I'm okay with it. I think the best thing about it is the fact that it's Dr. Robotnik and not Dr. Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they're going back to the like original.
Yep. I think he'll play it great because I just think like some of the characters he's played, like the Mask and stuff like that. I feel like he'll be able to pull this off just fine.
Yeah. Now the question is oh god, I forgot his name. Jaleel White got to play Sonic.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe.
I mean, you do know that's who voiced them in the cartoons, right? Like the original.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Steve Urkel was the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That does make sense now that you say that. Huh. You learn something every day.
Right? Apparently James Marsden's also going to be in that movie.
Oh, okay.
Knuckles.
Yeah, I was gonna say he'll be Knuckles.
Shadow. Or Tails. Yeah. No, I'm curious what that movie is going to look like once we get a trailer, but I think as far as casting, that was probably I can't really think of anyone else I think that could do a better job. So
yeah, I bet you
there's not
Ryan Reynolds.
There's not many.
He's just all over the place now.
True. And then our final news thing before we move to all the SDCC, did I say 2 C's? No, whatever. To move on to our main topic, is that Kevin Feige, or Feige, or Feige, or whatever you want to say.
We really need to figure out how to pronounce his name.
We say it a lot.
Too often.
We can easily go on YouTube and find somebody who's spoken to him.
I actually looked it up a while ago and knew how to say it, and then I forgot. I think it's like Feige, Kevin Feige.
In my Google history search is how to pronounce Kevin Feige.
Right? But anyways, he says the Infinity War's ending also applied to all animals. What do we think that means? Like what? Like do you like? I don't know why he would say that unless it didn't matter.
Kids losing their dogs and cats out here, man.
Here's what happened. You have Noah's Ark, right, where they had pairs of animals. Cut that shit in half. That's basically what Thanos did. Thanos cut Noah's Ark in half.
Well, I just say, what if there's like one species of like rhino left? Like it's like one rhino left. Does it just like
he cut that shit in half?
Right,
just half a rhino.
The weird thing is just like what? Why would he say that unless it matters? Kind of things like what are you trying to like? Either he's like messing with people to try and get them to like read into it, and just like but I don't know. I just don't feel like he's that kind of person. So it's just kind of like where does that? What does that mean? Like half that also apply to animals. That's like I'm trying to think like what animals would that?
It could also be something like in the next movie, if they like show Wakanda, but they like do a flyover of Africa, like there's not that many animals or something like that, to where they could be showing,
I feel like that's counterproductive to the whole like his Thanos' idea, because like what if like obviously the sentient like human like life forms are the problem because they're eating all the food, but animals are one of our food source. So he's like getting rid of like what if he like gets rid of half of like a population of cows? Like doesn't that make it? Doesn't that make it like? Isn't that just counterproductive to the whole idea?
Basically,
there's only half the humans now to eat the cow. So
yeah, but you didn't change anything.
I think this basically confirms that Thanos is vegan.
It's not true.
I think that's what basically he's. I think that we figured it out. That's what he was trying to hint at. Like
that's why he came up with such a crazy idea.
Right? Jesus crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting, and I was just kind of like, what does that mean exactly? Like, why is he bringing that up? All right, so that's our news. So now we move on to SDCC, aka San Diego, excuse me, Comic-Con. Who's watching?
What was that?
That was that video on how to pronounce his name. It said Feige.
So it's Feige. I got it. Feige. Ficus. Kevin Ficus.
Between two Feiges.
There was a Reddit post.
What's his sister name? Fergie?
There was a Reddit post. Somebody was like, how do you...
Fergie and Feige?
Good stuff.
The geese.
The keys.
What were you going to say, Steven?
I
Reddit post?
don't know. That's all right.
All right.
To the next one.
Yeah, so basically, SDCC was this past weekend, and well, started I think technically Thursday, but and there was actually not a ton of huge announcements. There's a lot of new trailers and stuff like that. But I think we can start. We'll just start with comics first because it's Comic-Con after all. And I split this up on this note as DC and Marvel just to keep it straight. So first thing for DC is that Geoff Johns officially announces his Three Jokers and Shazam comics and gives a first look. The Three Jokers I know is part of that Black Label line, so that'll be, I think it's 3 issues and it's bi-monthly, and I think those books are gonna be like $7.99, at least if you go off the first one they announced already, or that's coming out in September. That was kind of teased in New 52 and again in Rebirth, and we're finally gonna get that. Probably Tony is probably the one's most excited about this besides me. What do you think, Tony? Are you excited for Three Jokers?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm cool to see what's going to be about. I'm more excited for the other book that.
The one where they're a team together, or.
Oh yeah, that one, and then I mean like Shazam. I didn't like Shazam. No, I thought you just talked about Three Jokers, and I was like, the next book.
He didn't want to.
I didn't want to like just go right to
Oh,
Shazam.
the next one on the list.
That's what I meant. Yes.
Right into that then.
But yeah, I am excited. But
like,
you brought up.
wait.
I am excited about the one with Batman and Joker as like a team. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of got a glimpse. No. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say the other Batman book that is from Scott Snyder is Batman Who Laughs is getting his own 6-issue series, like a mini series. Batman Who Laughs obviously is the Batman that's Joker hybrid from Dark Knight's Metal. If you read that, he was kind of like not the main villain, but he was, well, he might as well have been the main villain, even though Barbados was technically the main villain. But he was basically the biggest takeaway from that as far as new villains. So yeah, but that's from Scott Snyder.
I have a question. Is the Black Label canon?
It can be. From what I understand, okay, so a lot of people were kind of like mad, I know, right when they first announced that Three Jokers book, because they're like, oh, I thought everything Black Label wasn't canon. But Geoff Johns said that this book is. So what it sounds like is that it's up to the writer if it's canon or not, basically. Okay. So as far as we know right now, Three Jokers is the only Black Label book that is directly canon to the story. So
I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm fine with it either being in or out, whichever way you want to do. So, and I'm pretty excited about the Batman Who Laughs, because just seeing like his own, that one shot he had, I'm kind of interested to see what Snyder can do with him.
Yeah, with
like his own series.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely, well, I'll probably get everything Batman at this point, but because I'm also really excited for Batman Damned too. But and actually, then there's also the other one which they didn't really talk about at SDCC, the other Black Label Batman book, The Last Night on Earth, I think it's called, and it's Batman wakes up in the desert with Joker's head next to him in a jar, alive, and it's like his adventure in the desert with him or something. So I don't know. And that's by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, who did the New 52 run. So I don't know. They were good together back then, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, so
I don't know about it. I would say they're one of the greatest Batman teams.
Yeah. At least, I mean, that's the only him and Tom King are the only two I've read so far. But the one thing that kind of some people were talking about with this Batman stuff is they thought there was too much Batman Joker stuff, like too much Joker stuff in general going on right now. Do you kind of feel that, or do you think that it's he's probably the most popular DC villain, that he kind of warrants it?
It does seem like he has been shown a lot. I'm used to him kind of not being around as much. Like even with the Snyder one, he's only
just those 2 arcs.
That's it. And I mean, like he's used very sparsely. I feel like you get to a certain point, they keep using him.
Right. There's like you lose kind of the mystery behind him and everything.
Yeah. Too much. Yeah, I definitely agree, because I kind of feel like like you said, it's almost better when he's not around, because then when he shows up, it's like, oh shit's about to go down, kind of thing.
Like, you don't know when to expect it.
Right. Like if he's always kind of lingering, it's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. So but so that's basically that's most of, at least let me make sure. Yeah, that's all the Batman stuff. There was quite a lot of Batman stuff, but Batman will also be involved in, actually the writer of Batman's, Tom King's event, Heroes in Crisis, which is actually going to be about Sanctuary, where all the heroes go for kind of like to deal with their mental issues and stuff like that. It's a limited series, it's a limited series. So I think I want to say it's 12 issues, but I think it basically is going to peer into their minds and kind of like So are you guys excited for Heroes in Crisis? I mean, it was already announced before, but they kind of gave more details and showed some of what the panels are going to look like and stuff.
I mean,
apparently not.
No.
I mean, like Crisis right now. There's a lot of comics coming out soon.
Yeah, no shit. That's, to be honest, that's the one thing that I was like looking through like the solicits yesterday. And I was like, how in the fuck am I gonna deal with all this shit? There's so much, like, not to mention like Spider-Man has the whole like Spider-Geddon thing coming, and there's one of the books with that, and it's like, not to mention like Marvel has just been on fire lately with this Fresh Start books, and I'm just like, y'all need to calm down. Please calm down.
Y'all need to chill a little bit.
Yeah. Not to mention like there's already stuff still going on, and but I mean, I'm excited for Heroes in Crisis. It looks like it's kind of something that'll be interesting, but it's still a few months away, so we'll see when that comes. The final thing I have for DC is they announced some of the new creative teams for some of their comics, their ongoing stuff. Aquaman is getting a new writer in Kelly Sue DeConnick. Detective Comics is getting a new writer in Peter J. Tomasi, who I think he did Super Sons, and I want to say Superman.
He did Superman too.
Yeah, he did as well, before Bendis came in. And then the final one, which was kind of the big one, was that Green Lantern is getting a new writer in Grant Morrison. With it's going to focus just on Hal and be mostly about just Hal, not so outreaching. It's going to just be kind of a Hal Jordan comic, basically. Tony, you're the main DC guy, so I'll ask you: are you excited for any of these, or?
I'm excited for all 3 of them. I'm not. I've read a few of Kelly Sue's books because she didn't really do that many. Like I think she did.
I think she did a Captain Marvel. So familiar.
I think she did a Captain Marvel book at some point, and I know she wrote this book that I read called Bitch Planet.
Yep,
which is pretty good. And so yeah, she out of the 3, she's the least I'm excited about, but the stuff I've read, she's good. I'm pretty excited. Huh?
Here's something else I just found out about her. She's married to Matt Fraction.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so she actually does the Captain Marvel, like the original, the sort of when they started doing the new or the original and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited. Like I'm really excited about Peter J. Tomasi on Detectives comic because he wrote prior to writing Superman. When it was the New 52, he wrote Batman and Robin for basically the whole run of New 52. So it was really good. And then Grant Morrison, that's probably the one I'm most excited about because he's kind of out there with a lot of his comic stuff. And then like personally, he's the Batman. When I started reading Batman, like started going, he's the writer. So like his stuff, I know his stuff is like quality, and it'll be interesting stuff.
And it's been a while since they've done a Green Lantern where they're focusing on like one character for
just right. Yeah. It's also a long time since Grant Morrison's been doing an ongoing, just like a regularly monthly book. He usually kind of just doing limited series and stuff, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So I think of all of them, I'm probably most excited for that one. But then again, Detective Comics, I'm kind of excited too, just because that's getting close to 1,000 too. Well, 1,000 as well, I should say. So it's kind of cool that they brought him. I know that Tomasi, I know a lot of people. I never read Superman or Super Sons, or the Batman Robin you were talking about, but I know a lot of people say that he's really good and that he was one of the people I know people were hoping was going to take over Detective Comics leading into 1,000. So it should be interesting. So also I'm excited about I'm kind of excited about Aquaman because one, the trailer, I was like, oh, that looked cool. So I was like, it kind of gets you like thinking like, oh, I kind of want to read that. But they kind of said that he's going to like, her run is going to there's going to be like kind of a jump between whatever's going on now and then. It's almost kind of a reboot, and he's not going to remember anything. He's just going to wash up on the shore, that she kind of said. So I don't know. I feel like that could be interesting, like kind of him reimagining, and sounds like they're going to kind of redo a bunch of stuff with him. So that could be interesting. Yeah. But that is all I had for DC. There was probably a few other things that I missed, but those were the big things. Marvel had a couple things, nothing too major. I wouldn't. Well, one thing I'd say is pretty big, but most of the stuff was kind of just smaller details. Marvel usually waits for New York Comic Con, from what I understand, to make their biggest announcements. But we had some X-Men news. First one is that X-Men Black was detailed, and it is not actually an ongoing series. It is a series of one-shots focusing on various of the X-Men villains. Notable writer Chris Claremont is coming back to write the Magneto one. I know there's what's her name? The White Queen, Emma Frost. Emma Frost. There's one for her. There's one for Mojo. There's one for. I should have wrote those down. But yeah, there's basically it's a bunch of, I think it's like 5 different one shots, different creative teams on all of them for basically detailing the villains. I think they kind of come after that or during the extermination event that's coming. That's supposedly supposed to kind of reboot the whole entire X-Men situation. So. Are you guys excited for any of these one shots?
I'll read the Magneto one. Seems interesting,
right?
It's Chris Claremont, right?
Mm-hmm. And the ongoing rumor right now is everyone is basically assuming that our next thing on the list, which I'll just say now, Uncanny X-Men has been announced to be returning. That Claremont's going to be writing that, and that's why he's back from Magneto. Because some people were kind of like. Just, I guess people that were there kind of heard whisperings of that's why he's back doing Magneto is because he's leading into that. And actually, I think the last Uncanny X-Men run was a bunch of villains led by Magneto. So
yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's when they had like the Uncanny and then the all new.
Right.
Yep. So
isn't
interesting.
Have they said who the team is? Like not this creative, but that team of X-Men.
Oh, no, they have not. Actually, all they basically announced, from what I understand, is just that it's coming back this fall. That's it. So I'm guessing after these one shots, they'll lead into that somehow. I guess to be honest, I feel like you can assume just based on how everything's been going, is that like I'm assuming Wolverine's in it because by the time that comes out, he'll be back because I know the Return of Wolverine is in like I think September it starts, or maybe it's October. I don't remember, but. No, it's September because it's actually I just turned it in today. So yeah, September. So fall could I think that's a limited series, Return of Wolverine. So I'm sure he'll be back, and then obviously Jean Grey's already back, and some of the extermination teasers have shown an adult Cyclops. So some people are wondering.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing it's going to be most of the original team. I'm guessing not the original, but like the '92 X-Men team, like the people that like Wolverine, Cyclops. Jean Grey, maybe Rogue and Gambit, Nightcrawler, maybe
Storm.
Yeah, Storm. Yep. So that should be interesting. I'm actually interested to hear more. I'm guessing we'll probably won't hear anything about that till probably New York Comic Con. I'm guessing because that's in October, and we know it's not coming out before then. So it'll probably be one of those things like, hey, although the thing is, solicitations usually come out 2 months before, so it'll be interesting to see if they do an event. Because although they did announce Fantastic Four, like just. Live stream, so I can see them detailing this too.
I'm still waiting for the X-Men Rainbow, where it's a bunch of gay X-Men.
It's a team led by Bobby Drake. Iceman.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a decent amount, right?
Is Quentin gay?
Who?
Quentin. What's his name?
Choir.
I don't think so. Because I'm pretty sure he had like a fling with what's her name, Heidi.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Just turn a bunch of them gay. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's what is it, North Star, and his
Shatterstar. Make him. He's getting a comic soon. I saw.
I mean, I'm sure you could put Deadpool in there. He's like he's ambiguous,
like pansexual or whatever they call it. Like he'll do anyone.
He's multisexual.
He's multisexual. The other bigger announcement from Marvel was that the Vision comic that Tom King did for Marvel a few years ago is being continued and written by Chelsea Kane, famous for Mockingbird from them. Are you guys interested in this at all?
Not really.
Nah.
I mean, I really liked the Vision series, so I mean, I guess it's kind of weird how it's going to be continuing from that, though. I mean, I'm assuming it's just Vision and Viv.
I believe so. I haven't read Vision yet, but I did see something that was just those two or something. It was like spoiler, and I was like, whatever. I just kept reading.
Yeah. And
but
has Kane ever done any like?
From what I understand, she isn't. She wrote that Mockingbird, which I guess I believe she's like pretty feminist, because I know a lot of people when it got announced were like kind of like, because I guess there's that famous cover of Mockingbird where it says "Ask me about my feminist agenda" or something like that.
Yeah,
that's her basically, and then she also is writing a new comic with Image called Man Eaters, which is about I think women who eat men. For some reason, or I don't remember. I didn't really look much into it because I wasn't interested in it. But yeah. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go. It's one of those things where I feel like even though I haven't read Vision, I know a lot of people feel like that series was just pretty good, and I'm always kind of wondering, why are you going to continue off of it? Like, why not just do a separate thing with Vision, even if it's in the same kind of style or aesthetic or whatever?
I mean, it's possible
do something different.
I mean, it's possible that they'll give like Viv more of the spotlight in this one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Aunt Viv.
They have Aunt Viv.
The next thing is that actually last week before Comic-Con, Marvel Digital Originals became a thing, like a actual thing. And with Jessica Jones being the first comic, and basically the way, from what I understand, is I think it's every other month. It's 3 issues in every other month, I believe, or 6 issues and it's every other month. But the issues are 40 pages, and they're digital only until the series is done, and then they'll put them out in a trade or whatever, I believe. Mm-hmm. But they added 2 more series for those, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and it seems to be a trend. I had a lot of people are noticing is that. You have Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and I think the other one was Misty Knight, and I forget who it was. It was called Dragons or something, or like Daughters of Dragons or something like that. But it seems to be all the Netflix characters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. It's like, are they just trying to Netflix is kind of a digital thing? Are they trying to hey, you want to read more about those characters? Here's comics. They're digital. You don't have to go to the store to get them. Just go to Comixology or go to Marvel's website and buy them, kind of thing. So, and I think they're $5 too. So. Interesting.
$5 for a comic, too much.
Too much. I don't know. Wait, $5? I don't know. That's Spider-Man comic, although I can't talk about it. Never mind. All right. Anyways, yeah. So I don't think we really have much to say about that. The last thing I know Brandon has some interest in is several Spider-Verse related series announced, including Superior Octopus, Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, Spider-Force, Spider-Girls, and Vault of Spiders. Also, not to mention, during around this time is when Spider-Geddon is happening. So,
Vault of Spiders sounds too terrifying, so I will not be partaking.
Yeah. That's actually the new raid for Destiny, too.
Good God, Jesus Christ!
He's getting engulfed by spiders, and you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I think the original Spider-Verse had more than this.
Really?
Because I was thinking about like, damn, there's a lot of comics coming out for this Spider-Geddon thing, but I think Spider-Verse actually had more because they had like almost one for each like new character they introduced. So they had, and then like they also had like a tie-in one for Spider-Verse as well, but it was separate. It was a lot. Like,
yeah, because I remember when I looked it up when I got to that point when I was reading Amazing Spider-Man, and I was just like, I'm just gonna read the main story. I ain't going through all these other comics. Like, nope, I'll just catch up.
there was a few good ones like oh man, what is the guy's name? Who the former singer of
Jared Way?
Yeah, Jared Way.
Wait, he wrote one?
Yeah, he wrote one that was actually pretty good. It was like a kind of like an anime style one.
Oh, that one's like it's like a mech or whatever, right?
So there's
like it's called Spider or something. It's like SP // DR.
That's actually separate. This one is like it's more like almost like Ghost in a Shell-esque.
Okay.
Like
yeah, because I know whoever character that is coming back. I mean, Gerard Way's in writing it, but that character's back in this one because they made a big deal about it because there's like a punk Spider-Man that's getting a one shot, and there's already a bunch of shit.
Like there's basically like there was this girl, it was a Japanese girl who like I guess there's this spider who like chooses its next like host or something, and then it bites you, and then you're able to control like this kind of like little bodysuit basically.
Okay.
It's called SP//DR.
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, that's back because it has its another one shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's actually it's like they always do like Venomverse had it, Spider-Verse at the first. It has Edge of Spider-Verse or whatever. It's like Edge of Spider-Geddon, and it's like Spider, Punk Spider, and there's like one more. There's three, and then there's like Spider-Geddon Zero, and like they're bringing in the PS4 game Spider-Man. They're connecting him to the canon comic Spiders too, and he's coming in. So I don't know.
The other thing is
some people actually.
Go ahead.
Some people actually like theorizing that like the whole reason they're doing the Spider-Geddon is just to get the video game Spider-Man to be like somehow part of it. Just be like, hey, because it comes out like right at the same time. It starts like right at the beginning of September, and then all through September, all through October, all through November. So it's like,
well, they made that video game Spider-Man like canon in one of the covers, right?
I think so, yeah.
So like he's part of
the Spider-Man or Spider-Geddon Zero, I think. Is actually it's him on the cover.
Yeah.
So he's canon at this point.
Yeah. The only thing that's always so weird, like for this one in the Spider-Verse, is like the inclusion of. I mean, she's Spider-Woman, but like I feel like she doesn't actually have that much to do with Spider-Man that often, except for like these two things.
Yeah.
Because like I mean,
she's from Earth 616, right? Just like Peter Parker, right? Yeah,
and she doesn't. I mean, she never really even when she started, she really didn't have that much to do with Spider-Man to begin with and stuff like that. They're pretty separate entities, and lately they came to seem putting them together.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
I don't know. I'm personally because I like it was weird because like when I was reading Superior Spider-Man, I was kind of like, I just want Peter back, and then all of a sudden like after like as soon as it like ended, I was like. That was actually pretty good. So I'm actually kind of excited for Superior Octopus. So, Spider-Gwen. I liked Spider-Gwen, but I don't think I'm going to pick that back up just for financial reasons. But the rest of these are all 3 issues. I know Spider-Force, Spider-Girls, and the Spiders are all like 3-issue series, and then they're basically done. Unless I'm guessing if they're like super popular or something, I'm guessing they'll try to continue them. But because that's just what they do, or spin them into some other series.
So the Spider-Gwen one though, that's just a tie-in, right? Like, because there's still an ongoing one, right, with her.
Spider-Gwen actually that just ended last week. It's like
okay.
But supposedly this will continue that story, but it's different team, different art, different. I think what they're trying to do is change her name to Ghost Spider.
Yeah, I mean, right for the cartoon, yeah, exactly.
In the movie, Into the Spider-Verse, because it's called Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider. So I'm thinking that they're trying to slowly transition her into Ghost Spider instead of Spider-Gwen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
because I think technically currently in her universe, she's just Spider-Woman.
Yep. So that was all the Marvel news for comics, at least. That was actually all the comic news. There's a few other things from other companies, but we're not going to talk about those.
Who cares about them?
About what?
About what?
About who?
I actually didn't hear what Justin said. I actually did not hear the thing.
I said that there was probably news from the other video game companies. Yeah, video game companies. The other comic companies like Image and all the other ones, but I just didn't even take them. I know,
Steve
the covers were revealed for like Blackbird and stuff, but
yeah,
not important. Well, important, but just not going to cover it. So movies, there is a shit ton of trailers we're going to talk about. I'm going to start with the trailer for Godzilla King of Monsters. Did you see it? What did you think? Because I had zero expectations, and now I'm like, I'm going to be there day one.
Millie Bobby Brown.
I'm pretty hyped.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty hyped for it. I like the Godzilla remake that came out a while back. Well, it's a remake, but like a reboot.
You mean with Edwards?
Yeah. The last Godzilla came out.
Because it's a sequel to this.
Yeah. No, I like that one.
I gotta go rewatch that one again. Like I kind of remember what it was about, but this new one, I'm kind of confused as to like what this is kind of about. Like,
yes, so that's my same problem too.
And like the world's ending or something.
Like basically, it just seems like everything got worse after Godzilla showed up, and it's mainly our fault.
Right.
Like, so they need all the
monsters, all the other monsters,
like Titans, right? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do they need them to come together to like create this beam of light that saves the world, or like
what is that?
Right?
Let them fight.
Right. So, I don't know. Like, who's the bad guy in this? Like,
the other monsters.
We're the bad guys, Steven.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the other monsters are the bad guys, but we need them, like I don't really.
I'm okay with it being a little vague. Like I don't want to know everything about it. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The whole trailer looks awesome, but like the last thing that got me was just they
can't see
the cloudy image of the three-headed dragon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember his name.
It's like King something. King
No,
Ra.
It's Blue Eyes White Dragon. What the fuck you guys think?
Well, we know.
Sorry, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ultimate Dragon.
The funny thing is that there's already a sequel announced for this movie. Did you guys know that?
There's already a sequel announced for the sequel?
There's also already theories for this movie based off the trailer.
And this movie King Kong.
Because
Godzilla vs. King Kong is coming after. So if this is a battle of all the monsters, we kind of, spoiler alert, know it's Godzilla's going to probably win because he's got to go face King Kong. So something's going to happen.
The thing is, I think the Kong and Godzilla is a prequel.
Yeah, that's in the past. Yeah,
because the theory is obviously because Skull Island takes place in like what, the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
So like the theory is that Tom Hiddleston's character is the old guy in this trailer, who plays Tywin. Yeah. The theory is that's
what's really
Skull Island.
Man,
what's really kind of interesting here is that they built a whole kaiju universe under our noses. No one's talking about this universe because it's kind of like a shared universe in a way. There's different movies with basically a cinematic universe at this point.
Did you guys know Skull Island?
I saw it. I actually really liked it.
I liked it as well.
You don't know during the end until the end, right? That the company, because it's the company, right? From like that's in Godzilla, it's the company in King Kong, right?
I honestly never put two and two together. I didn't know the connection at the time.
Cause I read that there's like a company or something that's named, and it's the company in Godzilla.
Yeah, it's
so that's like
the only thing is like there's no way in hell Kong is winning.
You never know.
I don't know.
But if you've seen Skull Island, like you'll see Kong is so much smaller.
He might. It's been like 50 years. How many years would have passed at that point? He might have swole up. He might have got swole up on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more than likely, they'd probably like fight with each other against something else.
Although looking at like watching Skull Island and then watching this trailer, those monsters in this new trailer are fucking gigantic. Like, Kong is big in Skull Island, but like these monsters are giant.
Yeah.
Not to mention, even if Kong and Godzilla fight, what's going to happen is like Godzilla's going to have Kong on the ropes, and then like Kong's gonna be like, tell my mother Martha I loved her, and then Godzilla's like, my mother's Martha too. And they're just gonna
Why'd you say that, Kaiju?
And then they're best friends.
Then they're like, we bet BFFs now. Let's go fuck some shit up.
No,
And then after that is the movie Rampage.
he'll jump up. That's his mother. No, go see. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say after they become friends. That's when the movie Rampage comes out, and The Rock is in that one. So this is actually a sequel to that.
Man, damn! So Godzilla and King Kong. Fuck.
Yeah,
No, it already
Rampage.
came out.
I think Rampage is
It's out.
coming out on
Yeah, I was
DVD.
like- I thought you were saying it didn't come out. I was like, wait, that didn't come out. I thought that was out already.
That's the actual sequel that they were already talking about.
Oh,
God.
I feel
I did
that
find it
movie
funny that-
went. Like I don't like it was in theaters, I know, but that was about it. Like I was just like whoop, whoop, I didn't hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do think it's funny.
I had literally zero expectations for that movie at all, Godzilla King of Monsters, and then all of a sudden I was just like, saw the trailer, I was like, yep, that's on my radar now.
Yeah.
What'd you find funny, Tony?
I find it funny that Tywin's like "Long live the king" in the trailer. I think that's what he said.
Yeah,
He's like, "Long live the king."
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
They did that shit on purpose, but no spoiler alerts for
He
Justin.
killing somebody.
As long as he doesn't die on the John.
He poisoned Godzilla. He's poisoned Godzilla.
Spoiler alert! Damn.
It's fine.
Oh,
I don't care.
He doesn't even know who Tywin is.
I don't even know Taiwan. Like, are you talking about Taiwan? Like, shit the name.
Is that a laundry detergent? Shit, we got a Tywin.
Shazam!
Shazam. That's another movie that I really didn't have tons of expectations to, and now I saw the trailer and I'm like, that's at the top of my list now, I think. Well, not like the tip top, but it's up there. What'd you guys think of Shazam?
So
I think it looks awesome.
yeah, it looks pretty
I
cool.
think it literally looks like the best DC. Okay, well, I'll add that in a second, but
No, go ahead.
okay, well, basically the other thing I forgot to put this in the note, but they officially gave the DC or EU, which was actually I didn't realize that wasn't an official name. That was something just the fans gave it, which
Yeah, they never. Yeah.
interesting. It's now called the Worlds of DC. They finally gave it an official.
I like
universe name.
the worlds of DC.
The World of DC. which basically what everyone was basically saying is like, okay, so they're officially kind of like soft rebooting it. Like they're kind of like, whoop, we're gonna give it a name now, and going forward, this is what we're doing. Like, which is good. It seems like they kind of came together and actually like must have done some figuring out of stuff because like the past year, 2 years even, has been like, we're gonna do a movie with this movie, we're gonna do this movie, we're gonna do this movie. It's like, okay, that's cool. You have all these plans, but what are you doing with these movies? And the fact that it's called Worlds of DC kind of makes me think that it's going to be kind of like the comics where not everything is interacting with everything. Like it's not all leading to
that's
one mass event, which I think is a good idea for them.
That's definitely a good idea for them to have everything be to where they can have it as its own universe or own movie. And then if they want to, they can interconnect it somehow, but not by like Justice League was forced. They forced that together and it didn't turn out well. But if they go with the worlds, it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
you were gonna say that was like the best DC trailer? Is that what you're gonna say?
No, not the best DC trailer. I felt like it was the most like comic book movie looking movie since the DCE or the World of DC have started. Basically, it like felt like it was a comic book movie, not like a different movie with superheroes in it. Like it, like they had the humor down. It wasn't like forced or cheesy. I felt like it was. It made sense because it's a kid as a superhero. Like if you like look at the base concept of it, I felt like they did a really good job of selling what that movie is going to be, and it looks really good. And now, granted, they've had trailers before for Justice League and Batman vs Superman that I was like, holy crap, that looks amazing. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's still good, but not what I was expecting. But still,
you can clearly tell the difference of like when we talk about the next trailer, Aquaman. There's a even though I think Aquaman is pretty odd, that trailer looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does.
But you can tell that there's a little tonal difference. Like,
oh, you mean the aquatic Black Panther movie that they're coming out with?
Yeah, did you see the Screen Man thing? Huh? Did you see the Screen Man thing?
Yeah.
They said Aquaman is basically Killmonger.
Stupid. Like, I don't know.
Wait, what part is stupid?
The fact that they're calling. I mean, clearly there's like opposites because the king already in place is the one that wants to wage war.
Right.
So he would be the Killmonger, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't Black Manta be the Killmonger?
Yeah,
I don't know
because he wants to
similar,
wage
not
war
the
against
same.
the world.
So like the current king in place wants to wage war and like destroy everything. So
Right.
he would be, and then Aquaman would be. I mean, not necessarily. I guess he's the outsider, so that makes him somewhat similar to Killmonger.
Yeah.
But he wants to bring peace.
But it's like
I think the point of the article is like it's reversed. It's flipped.
Right.
Like the outsider
No,
wants
no.
peace and the king wants war. They said that's the flip,
Inverse,
flip
yeah.
side of It's
But
like a
did-
Killmonger wanted peace and Black Panther wanted to.
But the funniest thing was,
it's basically more so like.
did you see the comparison in the trailers?
I didn't watch that.
Have you
no.
seen that video? I'll have to find it and share it with you guys. But basically, they took the trailer from Black Panther and the trailer from Aquaman, and they're almost identical in exactly what they do. There's like in the same part of the trailer, there's like a pan over, and then they go and they show all of Wakanda, and then an Aquaman, he swims over like this ridge, and then there's Atlantis, and there's like this the entire trailer almost looks just like Black Panther. I'll have to find it. That was more of what I was talking about. I did see the articles that you guys were talking about where they're saying like the characters are similar or whatever, but yeah, the trailers look very very similar. But
I always compare more to Thor. Like I've always seen him as more of a Thor comparison.
Yeah.
this one looks like Thor Ragnarok. Like this, it looks kind of like that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Which if they could pull that off, then that would be great. So
yeah. I have a feeling this one will probably be out of all of them the most like visually appealing.
Yeah.
Like, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
It seems like they actually have gotten like it just feels different. These two trailers to me just felt different. Like it felt like it didn't feel like because I feel like some of the past movies it kind of felt like they were trying to do this like dark but still kind of Marvel-esque thing, but like they're kind of like combining like what they've done before with like the Dark Knight trilogy and kind of what Marvel's doing, and it was just kind of like these kind of felt like they had their own voice. I mean, yeah, there's the parallels with Black Panther and stuff, but I kind of felt like this felt like they're just like, okay, this is what we want to do, like moving forward. So hopefully that's what it is.
They felt right because they looked like Marvel trailers. That's why they felt right.
Can we go back to Zam real quick? And what's his name? Zachary
Levi.
Zach Levi. Yeah, is that really like all him? Like
I was wondering that too. I was like,
you mean like him being so swole?
Huh?
he had to be wearing some kind of suit.
You mean him being swole?
Yeah.
They can get him. Ben Affleck got pretty swole.
Zachary Levi did buff up. Like I know that he was.
I know he did.
I guess I'm just so used to like seeing him in Chuck.
Right.
Yeah.
But how long ago was that?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
Yes, he could.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I know. Could have, but
I don't know.
But still,
like
just,
Ben Affleck buffed up a lot. Like Ben
Yeah.
Affleck was kind of skinny and
And he old.
Yeah.
It was harder buff up.
One thing about the Aquaman trailer that I really liked was the speaking underwater, how they were just talking. Like there wasn't any bubbles, there wasn't any
Actually, did they actually show that?
Yeah.
Like
there was
like I feel like the only time I ever see them talking,
You see
they
them
were
in
like
the chair.
actually talking to each other underwater.
In something.
there's a scene
And
with
there's voiceovers that makes you assume they're underwater, but I don't.
I think there's
Actually, I
a
don't
scene
think
with
they-
Aquaman where he's talking to somebody and he's underwater.
Yeah, there is a scene where he's like making a joke or something underwater.
Yeah, he says something underwater.
Which
is
talking about the speech,
yeah,
right? Or the,
which I believe James Wan's the guy who's directing it, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
He actually had like somebody asked him like how are they going to speak underwater, and he was like they're gonna talk, like they're just gonna talk,
Yes,
and people were like, what does that mean? But they literally are just talking. So
yeah, I'm
I
fine.
think
with
they
it, and I'm
kinda
fine with that.
like this, like if they made like like it would be like put
subtitles.
like no one this is dumb. It'd be worse if they did that. I feel like.
In the Justice League, they would talk. Did he talk? Did they talk underwater?
Yeah.
Well, they went underwater. They went underwater, but they made this like bubble.
No, I'm sorry. Not including like when Mira like makes the air like makes the little.
They did not talk in regular water.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
that's the only time they talk.
Okay.
In Atlantis is when she's makes that bubble.
Definitely
Also-
doesn't speak at all.
Also Mira.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's all we're gonna say.
Everyone's like, yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It looks good. I'm excited for Aquaman. And
Well,
the
we only
suit, man. Also, Black Manta looks like good.
He
I
looks
was kind of
good.
worried because
Oh,
like that costume could have looked real bad real easily. And
I was hoping his head wouldn't be too big, but it looked
right.
Yeah, it is a little bit
big,
like,
or comically small even.
Yeah,
but they changed it just to make it look like not.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
I was like, is Arnold underneath there?
Damn, you throwing
that was actually
shit like that, Brent?
That was a black Alpha 5.
Alpha 5.
No, they call him Alpha 9.5.
Black Alpha.
Black Alpha.
Black Alpha. He's related. He's on the Black Ice team.
Yeah.
Black Top.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. That's just Black Top in the Aquaman trailer.
Oh, true.
Who's man?
Whose black man's is this? Good
yeah. So Shazam,
Black
Man, two good trailers from DC. I thought they did a great job this weekend. Marvel wasn't there at all as far as the Marvel Studios. Well, I guess technically Iron Fist trailer was there for TV, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But they didn't bring anything there as far as the movie, which kind of makes sense because I'm pretty sure they're going to reveal Captain Marvel not until D23, their own shit. I don't think they're going to waste it.
Yeah.
On San Diego Comic-Con, so they don't usually come to it anyway. So, but a few other trailers that were there was Glass, and Glass is part of the Unbreakable and Split series, and it looks really good.
Yeah,
the Unbreakable-verse, the Unbreakable-verse.
The Unbreakable.
This might have been like my favorite trailer out of comic. I love Unbreakable, and I really like Split, and just seeing like it's just kind of weird to see them like Bruce Willis as that character again, and then see Samuel Jackson as a Glass. I don't know, and then see like James McAvoy, like just see all that come together. It's pretty cool.
I really like how they're kind of focusing on the aspect that they might not be they might be crazy. Mm-hmm. I really like that. That's kind of the focus more so than their actual powers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in Unbreakable,
I did not see Unbreakable, but I definitely want to see Unbreakable.
It's good.
I've also not seen Unbreakable.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's slow, but it's good.
Yeah,
it's
like it's
not
talked
Bruce Willis,
about,
right?
Huh?
That's the one with Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson. Yeah,
okay.
It's like it's not really talked about that much because it's before. No,
it's after Sixth Sense, right?
No, it's before, isn't it?
No, it was Sixth Sense first. Then I think Unbreakable, then Signs.
Unbreakable came out in 2000, and I think Signs came out in 2001.
Yeah,
and then Sixth Sense was like 98.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn. I thought Unbreakable was after. I mean, before.
Before Signs. I mean, before Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
No, Bruce Willis has hair in Sixth Sense. He's bald.
Oh God.
But yeah, just it is a slow. It's not. It's a superhero movie, but it's not like the action is very minimal.
Yeah.
Minimal.
Mm-hmm. It's really not about his powers, more so that it's about it. I don't know, just like him
coming to terms with like his family dealing with that and all, like
yeah.
dealing with what happens to him at the beginning of the movie.
It's almost like more like I feel like what real life would be like if someone discovered they had powers.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be like you're gonna go put on a suit and go fight someone else that's wearing a suit. Like you'd literally be like, "Oh, I can do this." Like, how do I deal with this kind of thing?
It's very different Split. Like
that was really good.
Yeah, they're very different movies. Like you would not realize that either one of them took place in the same world. Watching them.
What the twist?
What a very
and then I believe Steven added this. The Fantastic Beasts trailer was also shown.
I did add that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
I did not see it yet.
It was just an extended one, though, right? Because I mean, we've already seen one before.
Yes, this was a second trailer. This one. Well, yeah, the first one was more of a teaser, and I think this was the first official trailer.
It's like full.
Yeah, it actually showed Grindelwald like in action. So
this was also at the same WB event, I guess, as Aquaman. And what do you guys think about the fact that Amber Heard is obviously Mira, and then like later on Johnny Depp, like I guess there was like a whole thing where he kind of like abused her or something.
Yeah,
and they were kind of at the same event. It kind of seemed like it might not have been the best idea, but I guess I'm sure she wasn't like taken off guard, like, oh, Johnny Depp's here, like I'm sure she had to have known, I would hope, but
they high-fived after she walked off stage and he walked on, and they were like, of course.
There was more footage showed for Venom behind closed doors, and it revealed that Riot is going to be the main villain, which I thought was kind of interesting because everyone was assuming Carnage was going to be the main villain. But
yeah, I'm okay with this. I mean, I feel like Carnage needs
more. Yeah, I feel like he shouldn't be like the first. Like I feel like
he should be the one where the focus is on Eddie becoming Venom. You know, there's too much time needed to be allotted for that and that journey. So I'm okay with them having a minor villain.
Agreed. I'm just kind of wondering if and when, if ever, he's going to interact with Spider-Man, because I kind of feel like Venom, Spider-Man, but I guess maybe not. I mean, the comics currently they don't mix too much, but
yeah. I mean, a while ago they said, but I mean, they can always just cut the scenes, but they said that Peter Parker would be in it, or maybe they said Tom Holland was on set, but he wouldn't be in character as Spider-Man.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
So he's just there.
So I mean, maybe in passing, it's just he walks by Peter Parker or something like that.
Or bumps into him in the street.
I could see at the very end of Venom, like Eddie, Tom Hardy's walking down the sidewalk, and then he bumps into Peter Parker, and then that's all you see, and the movie cuts out, and people are like, "Oh my god!"
Well, they could, they could do it something like that and make it interesting, because in the comics, Venom doesn't set off Spider-Man's Spidey sense, so he could walk by him, Tom or Peter not notice anything, and then be like, "Oh, that's kind of weird," you know?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how it goes.
The other thing I did not write is I did write that. Anyways, the other thing I didn't write is I didn't actually read anything about it, so I don't know if you guys did, but supposedly there was footage shown of Wonder Woman 1984.
I was hoping we would get some kind of teaser trailer.
But
obviously, we didn't.
But there's
I think they want to give more highlights to Shazam and Aquaman.
Yeah. Especially Aquaman, because that comes out in December, and we hadn't until last week, and we literally have seen 0.
Right.
So people are kind of starting to get worried. Is this actually coming out December? Because it's July, and we have not seen anything. It's less than half a year from now. What's going on with that movie? And the final thing I have on here is it wasn't really something that happened per se at San Diego Comic-Con, but it happened right when it started. Was that James Gunn was fired from Gears of War 3? Yeah, he was fired. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 due to tweets he had made. They were rape jokes and not really kind of terrible kind of jokes, but they were from I believe 10 years ago. What do you guys think about him being fired?
I think I read an article about this or something like that. Maybe it was, I can't remember exactly where I read it, but basically someone put it pretty well. It's if we're punished for something we did 10 years ago, even though we've grown and learned and become a better person, what's the point in growing and learning and becoming a better person if we're still going to be punished for the things that we did in our past? I don't know. I mean, obviously there's cases where where if he actually raped a person 10 years ago, there'd be some issues there, but these are just jokes, I don't know.
And the biggest thing for me was that they fired him now, but he's already made 2 Guardians movies. So did Disney not do any they're like, oh shit, we forgot this guy had a Twitter. Yeah,
right.
You figure with a company like that, they're gonna do a background search.
Yeah. They probably did know about it. It's just
and that's what I'm saying is they already have known about it. And then why do something now? I saw somebody had said something like, "Man, I really hope Disney doesn't find out Robert Downey Jr. did a fuck ton of drugs back in the 90s."
Yeah. People saying how they were saying the comparison with Johnny Depp. They're they fired James Gunn, but Johnny Depp allegedly beat Amber Heard, and he's in the Pirates movie. He's the main star of the Pirates movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is they're fucking Disney. They own the world.
Right.
They're oh, you have a problem with our director? Fuck you. You're still gonna see it.
Right. Well, the thing
They'll send somebody to murder you. Like that's
right.
I mean, the other issue is I might be alluding to it. Go ahead.
Oh, like the thing is like kind of like what you were saying, Steven, was like they hired him after this happened. Like it was after, and it was just like you had to have known about it. Not to mention, like after they hired him, I believe it was like a year or two after, like during the Guardians, he like made a post like with like I don't know if it was like New York Times or like some like website, like an actual website, basically like saying like how back then that was stupid of him to make those jokes. So he acknowledged them after he was with Disney, and they happened before. Like they knew about it, but what came down to is they just saw like, oh, controversy. Yep, we're just not going to deal with it. See you later. Like it was just like it's almost like an employer-employee kind of thing. It was like they could have literally been like, while the tweets he made, back in 2010 or whatever it was, are unfortunate, or I think it was 2008, are unfortunate and horrible stuff. We feel James has grown as a person, and we hope that he continues to grow. Like that's all they would have said. Yeah. It would have been dead by now. Like no one would have cared, and it would have moved on. Now what's happening is the person that revealed those tweets is like taking out other people. Like I know he posted tweets for like
he's like he's
like a bunch of people.
Yeah, he is. And then the other thing is the guy who outed him actually has tweets just as bad as his,
and has been charged with rape. Like he's actually raped someone. So it's like, why is he still like around? Yeah. Like what is going on here? So I don't know. It was kind of in my opinion, a little bit of a fucked up situation by Disney there. I don't know. I mean, they could have I think they kind of figured like we can't like punish him because what are we gonna do? Like, hey, you made those tweets, you're in trouble. Like we're gonna suspend your pay or something. But like they're like, oh, I guess we just have to fire him. And it's just like I feel like it was just too hasty. They just sort of like, you're gone. Yeah. It was like Friday the tweets were like kind of a thing, and then Saturday morning he was gone. It was
is that a Marvel joke? Is that a
yeah, exactly. They just snapped who's running? Yep, he's gone.
One of the biggest things I think it was also messed up apparently that I saw was that they didn't actually tell Kevin Feige that they were doing it. They just did it. It was the higher ups. It was the higher ups from Disney. So even above Kevin Feige, they were like, "Yeah, we're just going to fire him," and they fired him. And then nobody knew that it was going to happen. Like nobody in the Marvel universe knew.
Because I know all of the cast are like super pissed about it. Basically, I know Batista.
He's bad.
Upset. Yeah. Like I'm wondering if like his brother Sean Gunn plays Kraglin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering like, is he gonna be back? And
he actually made a really long Instagram post about it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. So he didn't make it seem like he was leaving, but like I'm wondering like what's gonna happen there. Like are some people gonna be like, yeah, I'm just not coming back. I don't really like how you guys handled that, or I mean anything's possible, I guess. But then again, you're leaving a shit ton of money on the table if you do that.
Yeah.
Right. I know James had put something out when they first like arose or like the whole controversy started, but has he said anything since he's gotten fired?
I know he's basically said that he accepts it, that he regrets obviously saying. I know he made like a tweet or maybe it was an Instagram post, but a post about it basically. But he basically wasn't like he basically said he accepts it, but that like,
he did the PR thing. He said he accepted.
He basically said yeah, I accept their thing, it sucks, blah blah blah, whatever kind of thing. But
it kind of sucks because all they really had to do was like once it came out, because I kind of agree with like what Brandon was saying with the guy. Like this happened years ago. He apologized, and from what everybody said, there's never been another incident of this happening since since he put all those tweets out. Mm-hmm. All Disney really had to do is say, "Hey, we knew about this. He apologized all those years ago, and since he's been with us, we have not had any incidents or like everybody says good things about him." That's all they had to do, and and that's it. And it would have blew over.
To be honest, I even think that honestly they could have said nothing, and it would probably been in one of the rare cases where no one would have actually been upset.
It wouldn't have blown up.
Right? Because basically, literally one person blew up his tweets because there was a rumor at first that there was something that he had basically what happens he had made a tweet basically making fun of the Titans trailer.
Yeah.
And people had thought that maybe people had drugged those up to get him in trouble because they were mad he was making fun of a DC thing. But then it came out, no, that's not actually what happened. It was, he was making anti-Trump posts, and someone that is a Trump supporter in the media is the one that drugged him up and then tried to take him out, and obviously did take him out. But Yeah, because he was scheduled to be at Sony to reveal some movie or something he was working on, and that got
he's rumored to like do some movie, and I thought it was like something big, but I can't remember what it is now because I saw an article about it.
Because he was supposed to be there, but his appearance was canceled. So, but I don't think he's been fired by Sony for whatever that is. So I don't know. I just felt like what Disney did was just super hasty. They just kind of like reacted way too quick. But I don't know if that's just because they felt like they thought it was going to blow up more, or I don't know.
Ironically, them firing him made it blow up more.
Right.
Because now there's like petitions to get him rehired, and obviously all the cast have been making. Well, Batista was direct about it, but like even Chris Pratt made a tweet that was obviously alluding to it. That was kind of interesting. You know, like he didn't direct it to go right at it, but it's just interesting.
Do you think they'll rehire him?
No.
Do you think they'll?
I don't. I just think because because it's Disney, I think it's one of the things where they'll never admit their mistake for firing him in the first place.
One solution that I saw people say was have Taika Waititi.
Yeah, no, I saw everyone saw it. They're like,
I was like,
in there.
Yeah, I was like that would work. Like that would be.
Right.
Have Thor and them.
Yeah, I think.
As Guardians of the Galaxy
directors,
right?
So are they gonna put because James Gunn helped out with he did the Guardian stuff in Infinity War, right? Didn't he? He directed that part, or like he did something with it.
He
right?
helped. Yeah, he helped. I think with the Guardians part.
Okay. Yeah. Will they give him? Because I'm assuming he probably helped out. Did he help out with part 2, whatever the part 2 is?
I'm assuming he did help out in part of that. So,
will they give him?
Could I give him credit?
Yeah, will they put his name like?
I think they would have to give him credit for his work. Like they would have to at least show his name as like an executive producer or whatever. But that'll be it. They're not going to make a big
thing. Because I do know. I think it was like a month ago now. He did tweet out a picture of the first finished script of Volume 3.
Yeah.
So he already had turned it in, I guess. And obviously you do rewrites and changes and stuff, but the initial story that he wrote was already done. So I could see them rehiring him down the road, but I don't think they'll rehire him for 3. Maybe. I mean, I'm hoping to do. I mean, I just don't think they're going to be like, we made a mistake. I just don't feel like Disney's that kind of company. They're kind of company that like makes a decision and that's it.
I mean, they can do the PR. Oh, we looked into all this, we decided to rehire them.
That would actually be pretty cool of them to do that.
Well, yeah.
And
you had said Johnny Depp, but the other one was someone's like, your company is named after someone that was a horrible human being.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, have you guys seen Dumbo?
Horrible human being, like what? Like,
have you seen? Yeah, have you seen the? There's like 4 pictures of one of them's like it's a movie that came out like before Mary Poppins. It's like a black guy talking to a rabbit. Yeah.
Songs of the South or something. Yeah, you have a movie with a singing slave.
Yeah.
Right.
With a bunch of white kids.
Yeah.
Also, there's like a few. I think there was like a scene from Fantasia that was cut that had like a really racist,
like a little like slave kid.
Yeah.
Like a little native black kid or something.
Yeah.
I think there was something from Pinocchio too, with like the
crows or something.
Oh, the crows are from the other thing. The Pinocchio one was something else.
It's I know it has to do with all the boys.
Yeah, it's all the boys. Like him when he turned into a donkey and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, Walt Disney was kind of fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Disney said racism is fine, but rape is not okay.
Right.
We only like one R. We don't like the other R.
Right?
Yeah. So I don't know. Kind of sucks, but I'm interested to see how they write that somehow.
Black kids, but you can't rape them.
Good God.
Oh, man. Oh, 10 years from now, fucked.
Right?
Whoop.
This needs to send someone after you. That was basically all the movies news. We have a couple of things for TV. Not too much I don't have down here unless I forgot some stuff. First off, I did not watch it because obviously I am way behind. But new trailer for Iron Fist was revealed. What'd you guys think of it if you saw it?
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't.
I it looks better than the first season.
Huh?
It has to be better than the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of excited.
Be worse.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited after seeing him. Well, shit, this spoiler. He's in Luke Cage season 2.
Yeah.
After seeing him in there, he does seem there's a he feels different. So
I have heard that it should be different. Like it should be better.
There's a completely new showrunner for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that too.
And the other thing is, I don't even know if you guys heard this, but like part of the problem with obviously one of the main problems with the first season is the choreography and the fights, right? Because they're so dull compared to like Daredevil.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to be like the master of martial arts, like,
and he fucking sucks.
Yeah. So like basically what came out is that like what's his name, the actor Finn Jones?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. Basically, like he was learning his because of the showrunner, he was learning his like fights and stuff like 15 minutes before like the scenes.
That she did it.
Like really? So like they never really gave him that much time to prepare and like actually learn like these actual like martial arts and stuff like. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's interesting. Yeah. The next thing, I don't know if any of us really care about this, but it was kind of a big deal I saw was the Star Wars Clone Wars show that got canceled back in 2013 is returning for another season. I know that at least the people that watched that were really excited about that because I guess the way it ended was really kind of just like abrupt before in 2013. So people are kind of excited for that to be coming back.
I see, like, I don't know where it's. I could be wrong because I didn't watch it that often, like barely, but I could have sworn that the first time it ended with the Order 66 or whatever.
I think so. I think you're right.
So I mean, I don't know, but it looks like in this, like they're still working with the clones. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's confusing.
Man, fuck Star Wars. I'm trying to change
next week's episode.
I'm trying to transition.
Oh,
what? We don't have anything left.
No, I got what Justin jumped around. He skipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like fuck.
I really missed that.
Hey, you kind of sound angsty like Robin in the Titans trailer.
Hey.
I had another. I was like, man.
It's like, what did
Star Wars do to you? I was gonna be like, man, we're all excited about the new Batman stuff. I know one person who's not.
It's true, right? Yeah. So basically, the Titans trailer for the DC Universe show was shown off. What do you guys think? Because
I'll hold judge. I'll hold full. The trailer. I don't even got words. I'm sure. I feel like it's one of those trailers like just this is the first time seeing it. It's just like, oh my god. But I'm sure once the actual show is going, because I mean Jeff Jones helping out with this. So like the TV shows are always their TV shows have been at the lowest. Okay. So like I feel like this will be.
Have you seen season 4 of Arrow? Because I haven't seen the garbage.
I haven't seen the last season yet. I
think the Raven stuff seemed pretty interesting.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I know I should like hold judgment until like I see everything, but like Starfire,
man,
right?
That's throwing me off too.
Like I mean, it's not even about like the costume. It's just like
it's just weird.
Yeah, like
what about?
Because she has orange hair and green. No, it's orange.
She has orange skin and
red hair, right?
No, red hair.
Red hair?
Yeah,
red hair.
She looks. I mean,
red hair and really orange hair, kind of.
And I think because it's just like it's a black woman. Not. I think it's not that it's a black woman. It's just like she's not an alien. Like it's like
there's nothing.
Skin.
Yeah, she doesn't look like it at all.
I don't know. There's
someone brought up a good point. Like maybe that's just how she is in the beginning, and eventually she gets her like comic costume.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't even care if she has. So I'm assuming, like, obviously, this is the disguise, probably.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, yeah.
Like someone made a good point, and maybe it's like she's an alien. She has no familiarity with the world, so like this is like the first like idea she came up with, or something like that, as a disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And I mean, just looking at these Starfire pictures, she does kind of.
What'd you find?
She does kind of have a like. She's orange, but she's like a lighter brown woman. So I can see what they were going for, but I don't know. Maybe this is like a first episode kind of pilot look.
Does she glow like that?
There's a lot of people that were a lot of racist people that were bitching that it's a black woman.
I don't care.
I don't care so much about that.
I don't care either. I just think it's stupid. People are like, why the fuck do you care if it's a black woman? Because she's orange. Like, it doesn't matter. She's orange. It doesn't matter.
Well, that's kind of the problem is she's not orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing, it's, you know, like you guys said, I watched the trailer and at first was like, huh. And then I watched it again. I was just like, huh. I was like,
man, Robin, you are dark. You are grit.
I'm like,
at this point,
is this? I thought this was Dick Grayson, not Jason Todd. Like, holy shit, you're killing people, breaking people's neck, curb stomping. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I was more upset about that than anything.
Well, this definitely ain't Teen Titans.
This Titans is adult Titans.
Yeah.
At this point, can we just say, like, can they just make a Batman TV show? It's like they just want to so badly.
Right?
Like Arrow's basically Batman. Here's this. Like, Batwoman show's coming. Like, we're gonna go in every corner around Batman, but Batman, he's gonna stay.
That's like one of the easiest superheroes you could put on TV, like budget wise.
They should just have Kevin Conroy be Batman, like in live action.
He is old as fuck.
He'll be old man Batman.
Yeah, I'm saying about that. Yeah, because like even Superman's been on TV on Supergirl, but they don't.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know why is Batman not.
You gotta keep your money. Yeah, keep the cash cow.
So Beast Boy is also in this, but they didn't show him, right?
Yeah, they show him.
They showed him.
They showed him as like a beast.
Show him they just showed him.
They didn't show him. Like, they kind of showed him to start, like transforming into something, but they didn't really. He was like very seldomly featured.
Yeah, definitely seeing the Teen Titans Go movie before this.
Right?
Yeah.
How bad is it that you want to see a kids movie over this adult feature or adult rated like TV show? I don't know.
I'm just gonna say because they make a lot of references and jokes in those shows that a kid would never understand what's going on. But there's sometimes like I'll put it on just because it's a cartoon and cartoons draws Phoenix's attention, and I'll just be like watching it because I like it, and I'm like, man, some of the stuff there's jokes they're making would go way over a kid's head. They would have no idea what's being alluded to here.
The Beat the Meat one.
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
I did see a theory that Teen Titans Go is basically Beast Boys fan fiction.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
So I was like, yeah.
Man, hey, I wonder if when Batman watched that trailer and he was like, "Fuck Batman," well, you think he was just sitting there in the Batcave like,
this motherfucker? Good God! wait, you trying to say you want Idris Elba to play Batman next?
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
The world would the racist world would revolt.
Right there. Like I just this whole Starfire thing was just like it doesn't.
I'd get pregnant instantly. I'm having sweats now.
Actually, so speaking of Titans, it's part of the DC Universe streaming platform from DC, and they finally kind of gave some of the details. It's going to be $7.99. I should have wrote down details. I thought I knew by part.
Yeah, $7.99 a month.
Yeah, you can actually prepay for a year, and I think it's like
75. I think.
Like 75. So basically, you get like 2-ish months free. And you can actually pre-order it now. It's so besides having Titans, it's also going to have eventually, Swamp Thing, Young Justice,
Doom
Outsider.
Patrol.
Yep.
They added a new show.
The Batman animated series for the first time in HD. I know that's going to be on there.
Won't it also have the old Batman shows?
Yep. Old Batman shows, Batman movies, bunch of basically tons of Batman content, or not Batman, DC content, but also they're gonna have comics. And one of the things with the comics is that some people thought it was gonna be like Marvel Unlimited, where they're gonna have like everything DC's kind of done up to like 6 months ago, kind of like Marvel Unlimited for the most part. It's kind of like that, but it's not. It's actually gonna be like curated lists. So basically, say when the Aquaman movie comes out, they'll be like, okay, here's the Geoff Johns Aquaman run, and here's this Aquaman run, and here's this Aquaman thing. This is what this is based on. Here's a few Black Manta arcs and stuff. So basically, it's going to be curated, and it's going to be kind of like Netflix where things rotate in and out.
I think that's pretty cool, actually.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
because it's a good way of getting people. Because as they said, they don't. This is not something that the comic section of it is not for someone just to use as their way of reading comics necessarily always. It's to get them into comics for like the people that are like, oh, I want to watch this Titan show. Okay, oh, you know what? I can actually am interested in reading what this was based on, this storyline. So it's like, okay, you go and you read the comic, and then maybe now you go to the comic shop and go, hey, I want to read the Titans comic that's currently going. Get me all the back issues and the most current one, and put it up and sign me up for a pull list kind of thing is what they're trying to go for. So it's pretty good. And also the really cool thing I thought was cool is there's going to be like a encyclopedia online of like every DC character and details, and I guess you can submit things to it to like add to it, and it's going to have like references for issues. And then like if that issue's onto the service, you can just click it and boop, all right, you're downloading that issue, and now you can read the issue and look into stuff like that. So kind of pretty cool stuff.
I definitely thought it was gonna be more than $7.99.
There was rumors at one point that it was gonna be $14.99, and I was like, I don't think I'll do it for that.
Yeah, that's
they seem to have a lot of content, like all of those old cartoon shows, like all the old Batmans, the Batman Beyond,
Justice League,
everything. Like that's
also like a lot of the animated movies. Like I know Flashpoint was on there, and
that Batman Ninja is on there. The Dark Knight movies are on there.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean,
it's a Burton Batman movie I'm looking right now.
Mine is 12. Okay, that 4K.
Yeah,
I did see that. You're putting the arrow.
Like, they made a new like digital comic reader for it too. Where it's, I think, did you just say it 4K or something?
Wait,
I guess the comics are in 4K too, and they can be read on your TV. They have like a special TV mode. So if you wanted to read, I mean, I don't know why you'd want to read it on your TV, but someone that put up the idea of like, oh, well, you can say you wanted to read it with friends for some reason, like you can just put on the TV. And
I mean, actually, that would be a cool thing. Cool. So he's like, hey, let me show you this panel. This like, oh yeah, this Dark Knight Returns, this really cool panel where Batman's like fighting Superman. You can like go to it on your TV, you know.
Yeah, and then the other thing I guess is there's like a play feature where you can just hit play and it like moves between the panels like automatically, so you don't even have to like turn the page or anything. But like it has like you can set like the speed and stuff, and it'll like actually be like, here's this panel, and then it'll pan over to the next thing.
That's
and
actually kind of.
So you can like sit and watch it, and instead of having to read it, you know, just kind of interesting. I know there's gonna be like an exclusive store and like a forum, basically, kind of thing. But I think they actually did a good job of kind of like making it worth the money. Because I was kind of like, I'm like, how much what are they really going to include this to make this worth? Because I was assuming it was gonna be like $10-ish. So for them to make it for $8, and then it actually seems like it has a lot of content. Hopefully Titans is actually good, and that trailer just wasn't the best representation, or it just was kind of like the excerpts they showed weren't best. So,
what's so funny?
Nothing.
Don't. We're talking about it off air.
Oh, look at that! Inside jokes inside the circle. Just kidding. Tony, were you saying something about Arrow or Flash?
Oh yeah, I was reading it. I guess none of that's included because I guess Netflix has like a deal with them.
With CW,
with CW, so those won't be on. Which I mean, I have Netflix, so that don't really.
Yeah,
because I don't think you're buying this for the new, like for that stuff. I'm buying it for the original stuff, and then like the back TV shows and the back and all the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure eventually down the road that deal will expire and.
Did they? How do the new movies work into it? Like, I would be interested if like their movies come out like so like Aquaman comes out, and then like say maybe when it's time for the Blu-ray to come out, you get it like a month earlier if you have the streaming service.
You'll probably get it like when how the digital versions come out 2 weeks before
yeah.
You'll probably get it like that.
That would add a lot of value to it at that point.
Yeah,
because that'd be really nice.
Speaking of Blu-rays, when does Deadpool's come out?
I think next week is the digital.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys still didn't see that. I almost spoiled something for you guys the one time when we were playing Xbox. I was like, oh shit! I'm not saying nothing.
Like, the only chance I had was like the first weekend it came out, and then after that I was just like busy.
Yeah, I saw it doing it when I was off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you saw it. Good. Okay, cool. I'm not the only one.
Still don't spoil anything.
No, I still haven't seen Solo. Still haven't seen Ant-Man.
Yeah, I haven't seen Ant-Man either. We've been having issues finding a babysitter. Although Melissa's interviewing someone tomorrow, and then we'll go see Ant-Man. Like
Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2 will be released on August 7th for digital, and then the Blu-ray is August 21st. So, and I think Infinity War is like a week after that for both of those.
Okay. There's a movie theater in Glen Burnie that is showing Deadpool. Wait, did it say Deadpool?
That can't be right.
Wait, what?
For tomorrow, showtimes for Deadpool 2 tomorrow. That's what it says.
Infinity War, the digital release is July 31st, and the Blu-ray is August 14th. So it's actually a week before Deadpool 2, which makes sense because it came out first. Duh.
Bam.
Shit, that's only 6 days. Ooh. Did you guys watch the Flash trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't finished the last season of Flash. I mean,
what do you think about the ring?
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, they didn't show it. I mean, like, he just showed him about to use it, but it
right. People were like flipping shit, like, "Oh my god, it's the ring!"
Yeah, that's what he uses. That's
right? That's what he does.
Also, I thought the actor that plays Wally was like leaving the show. Like, why is he featured so much in it?
He left the show because he wanted some time off, but then he was on Legends, and I'm pretty sure he said like he just wanted to come back, like he wanted to play that character. So,
I thought
because he left Flash and became a regular on Legends,
right? And then I thought he was like leaving altogether.
No, I think he had a change of heart.
That money, dog.
He realized his singing career wasn't going to take off, so he figured he'd come back as Wally West.
You know, do the hair. Man.
Yeah, I still laugh about that first episode.
Yeah,
I think like first second episode, his hair is like slicked over.
Yeah. It just throws you off.
It's real weird.
Yeah,
it's real weird. Is that all we have?
That's it. There's one other thing we don't want to talk about. I just want to mention it. Is that after today's issue of Saga, it's actually going on indefinite hiatus for at least a year. So that was kind of an interesting little blurb that came out yesterday. But
is that why you wore the shirt?
No, I just wore the shirt because I wore the shirt.
I didn't realize.
The whole time.
Yeah, but that was kind of interesting because I guess they're kind of getting burnt out and they want to take a break. So they're taking over. They usually take like a 3-month break, but this time they're taking they said at least a year. So that's everyone's kind of like,
Hey, good for them for realizing that they instead of writing shitty content, they're just gonna take a break and
Well, the guy that's the author of it also writes Paper Girls, and he writes Barry
he wrote Why the Last Man also.
Mm-hmm. So he's involved with a bunch of stuff. So, and the artist is also involved in a couple things. So,
Tony, do you have any Saga comics?
I have the first trade, the first and second trade.
Okay.
Yeah. I've read like a few pages. I haven't gotten a chance to read through it yet. But I hear it's very good.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. So, the funny thing is I just finally got caught up on the series on Monday. I was trying to get caught up by the time this issue came out because I knew there was going to be the season finale because they kind of just do seasons, almost like a TV show with Saga, and now it's going to be gone for over a year. And I'm like, am I bad luck or something?
They're like, fuck you, bro. We got
caught up. Okay, well, you can be caught up for a while now. So, not to mention the last issue, some major shit went down. So it's kind of like, wait, what? They're going to go on a break?
Lost style.
But yeah. So that is SDCC.
San Diego Comic-Con.
San Diego.
San Diego.
I did have one question. Why the fuck do they do it in such a shitty place like San Diego?
Have you ever been to San Diego?
No, but I've heard that people think so.
They should just make New York the main place now.
They should make Chicago the main place.
They should make DC the main place. Baltimore Comic-Con.
Oh my god. Yeah, they can fit all that in the Baltimore convention.
Maybe it has to do with the size of the convention. I don't know.
Like the size of the place?
Yeah.
I'm sure this place is as big.
Yeah.
In other parts of the country.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
because they do. C2E2 isn't as big as New York or San Diego Comic-Con, but it's like the level under it, and the place they do it there isn't super big or anything. It's decent, but they do the Chicago Auto Show there too. But It's
Also,
not like massive or anything.
That Baltimore Comic-Con was pretty crowded.
Yeah,
Like, it was pretty small.
that's the one thing that kept me from going to Chicago C2E2 this year. I was like, I don't know.
It's worth it, Just. It's worth it. Just go.
I'm trying to do
It was
the other thing too is like I was like I can go with Mark, and Mark hates people, like hates crowded places. So I didn't want to hear him bitch about it the whole time. So I was like, well, I can either go alone, or I could go with him and listen to him bitch. But I probably just listen to him bitch.
Son of a bitch.
He'll be older next year. He'll be like 2.5 by the time that happens. So he'll be able to
wait,
talk.
Mark? Mark? Mark will be?
Mark's 2.5.
No feeding. So then I could take him with cosplay. We can cosplay. I don't know what we cosplay is, but
so Zachary Levy will be at the Baltimore Comic-Con.
So Michael Coulter will be there too.
Oh.
I will not be. I will be in North Carolina for my sister's wedding. So
what's the dates?
28th to the 30th of September.
I'm probably definitely going.
Wait, I thought you were going. Oh, I guess you weren't.
Tom King will be there.
Of course he will. He lives in DC. If he wasn't there,
Is
that'd
Josh
be
still watching?
Huh?
Is Josh still watching?
Probably not. He probably went to bed. He probably got TV shows to watch.
I'm going to bed. That's what he said.
That's not Jack.
I know. You're right. True. Oh, you're right.
Okay. Damn, hour and 45 minutes. Jesus.
Well, we still have 2 viewers. So 2 viewers. Hello. Thanks for watching this long. That's basically our SDCC. I think I'm saying 3 C's. Am I saying 3 C's or am I saying 2?
No, you're saying
SDCC.
San Diego Comic Con episode. This is combo breaker. So, yeah, that's our episode for today. Episode 15. Yeah, we got 15 of these in the books now. Episode 16, unless we decide to do an audible, will be unpopular opinions. Oh, Josh just commented, so I guess he's probably telling you guys you ain't shit. Yeah, I think we're gonna do either unpopular opinions or maybe mid-year reviews, or maybe both. Something.
I'm good. I have a pretty good. What is this?
No, the thing Josh gave me. I put it in the frame.
I have a pretty good unpopular opinion. I think that will start a good conversation. So, I mean, if you want to make that next week, we can.
We can make that next week.
Brandon, we can't talk about racism. Okay.
Destiny sucks. Destiny 2 sucks.
God.
That's a popular opinion, though. So have you been on even the Destiny Reddit says that all the time, although, I mean, they're wrong, but still.
Reddit is always right.
I don't know. That P90 in Fortnite's just fine. as long as you are the one that has it, not your opponent.
Did you see that shit does more damage than the Thanos laser beam?
Really? Oh,
yes.
That's bad. That's real bad.
I might play Fortnite tonight.
Don't. It'll hurt your soul.
You know what? Let me. I can play it right here.
So that's our story. We're sticking to it. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week unless we decide to take another summer break.
So you guys
not going to happen, but
it's our mid-year break. Right.
We take a bi-weekly break.
Man, you guys taking them Super Game Brew breaks.
All right.
Well, thank you for watching once again.
Justin, you did none of the like.
Oh shit! You're right.
If they're already following us, then they're already following us. I don't think.
Oh yeah, you're right. We ain't got no fans.
All right.
Josh knows all the social media stuff.
Galvanator Steven is Galvanator 93. Tony is Tony Brown. Brandon doesn't use Twitter, so just don't even worry about it. I'm Leviathan 426. You can follow us all in those names on Twitter. We're also Fanboy4Pod on Twitter. Look us up on Facebook, Google us on YouTube, or YouTube us on YouTube, whatever way you say that. YouTube's owned by Google, right? Yeah, we got it. That's fine. So that's
Super Game Brews this week.
Super Game Brews.
Yeah, Super Game Brews will have an episode apparently, so that'll be cool.
I think.
Maybe, possibly. That's why you gotta follow it at Super Game Brews to make sure it's brews like the beer, BREWS. So you gotta follow that up to. It's kind of like opening like one of those mystery figures. You don't know if there's gonna be something good or not inside. It's so,
but there always be something.
You don't know if you're getting an episode or not. So
Man, hey, we're upgrading, so you know we're making some changes. So
updating equipment and stuff. So
we got a video, we got a new intro.
Ooh,
yeah, Super Game Brews. You can take the journey of them growing into a polished program.
So, a polished turd.
I was gonna say that, but I'm like, I don't know about that. But so yeah, that is all. So thank you for watching. We will see you hopefully next week. Adios.
Laters.
Later, Tater. Later.